Hello, welcome to Rambling About Movies, and it is going to be about the X-Men movie. It is Saturday, so by the time I load this video a couple days from now, hopefully many of you have had a chance to see it, but it's Saturday and it's about 2 o'clock. I just got back from seeing the movies. So right now is the non-spoilers review of the movie, and once I finish that portion I will give a proper warning, so for those that do not want to go further with my review, they can stop watching and then I can go on with the spoiler filled review. First, I was very concerned about this movie when I heard about the casting. No doubt, I'm not a big fan of seeing way too many characters introduced in the movies. So when I hear, seem like every week or so you hear the news that somebody is being cast for this character in the movie, and another one, and another one. So after 2 or 3 months into casting of the movie, you heard of 15, 20 big names involved, and I got scared. I got major concern. And then seeing pictures of the Sentinel, I was not all that jazzed up about it. Um, it just didn't look, it's really hard for old timer like me who read the comic books, who has seen multiple version of the comic books where the Sentinel was depicted in a certain way, to erase that from my mind and accept the new look. So that was one concern. And the third and last concern was Quicksilver. As many of you probably did see, the picture of him that was leaked out in the press didn't get me all too excited. I didn't care for the hairstyle, I didn't care for the silver jacket, the goggles, all that stuff. It looked kind of kooky, so that kind of gave me concern. But rest assured, all of those concerns, for the most part, are erased once I saw this movie. Right off the bat, heads off to Bryan Singer. I think this is my favorite X-Men movies. Certainly, for those that have seen my review of X-Men First Class, I like that movie, but that movie had a lot of problems, especially when it come down to many of the supporting characters like the White Queens and the rest. No doubt, Mystique, Beast, Professor X, and Magneto in the First Class movie was really good, but for the most part, I didn't care for many of the other mutants in that movies. And then to compare this movie with X-Men 2, that's hard. I might have to sit down and watch X-Men 2 again and this movie again in order to decide which one is the better movie. But for now, I can tell you that it's really good. I really enjoy it. I will actually is going to give it three star out of 4. Okay, it's perhaps even 3.5 star out of 4 star, and I highly recommend all X-Men fan to go see this movie, because I think it's, in my opinion, one of the best, if not the best, X-Men movie till now. I enjoyed the storyline. Okay, I can be honest and say that as far as the comic books, X-Men 141 and 142, I thought they were okay. certainly, after, if you are an X-Men fan and you just went through the big mega story arc of the Dark Phoenix storyline, X-Men 141 and 142 was okay. It was nothing. Personally, it didn't wow me. As a reader and a big X-Men fan, when I read those two books years and years ago, they were okay. I reread it when I heard that this movie is going to be based on that storyline, and it still didn't wow me. But now that I watched the movie, I really enjoy the story that they use for this movie. Okay, it's first of all, it's not exactly like the comic book storyline, so the only thing that's in common is the title, Days of Future Past. But I think it was extremely clever on how they used the time travel concept to ties in all of the movies, even X-Men 3. And if you watch the movie, then you will understand that I think it's really clever on how they wove in all the previous movies and as well as all the characters. Okay, I think it is extremely clever. I can't be any happier than what I saw on the screen. No doubt, all of my fear that they used way too many characters was alleviated. As I watched the movie, I felt that it was well, all the characters, all the scene was so well done that I did not feel cheated on any of the character that was on the scenes and on the screen at the moment. And as far as acting, wow, I can't say enough about James McAvoy, the young Professor X. This was the star of the movie. The emotional scene that he had, his eyes. I mean, James can communicate so much with just his eyes, the emotion that he can bring on his face. Unbelievable. I mean, I had to say that he was my favorite of the movie. You can throw in Mystique and Wolverine and Magneto, but to me, Professor X, James McAvoy, was the star, and Beast along with him was exceptional. I think all the scenes that had Beast, Professor X, and Wolverine together was just magical. And that's it. There is very little negative thing that I can say about this movie. Unlike Amazing Spider-Man 2, where I felt that the movie had a lot of incredible, great scenes with the star of the movie, Peter Parker and Mary Jane, and Gwen Stacy, not Mary Jane, Gwen Stacy. I think those two made the movie so great. There were so many bad scenes in Amazing Spider-Man 2 that drove me crazy. X-Men Days of Future Past did not have one single bad scenes where I said, what the heck's going on? What the hell are they doing? Not one scene that I can complain about. So heads off to Bryan Singer, to made perhaps his best X-Men movie yet. And that's it. That's my non-spoiler review. And now that I will go into the spoiler-filled part of the movie, thank you for watching. And if you haven't seen the movie, you should definitely stop watching and move along. Thank you for watching. Okay, so here's the spoiler part of the movie. Right away, I had to say that the action scene at the beginning was well done. No complaint there. I have seen that scene already. They leak out, they released that scene already. So I have seen that few minutes of action. So nothing surprised me there. But I have to say, being a fan of the creators, right away I recognize Chris Claremont and Len Wein in the movies. They include them in the scenes, but they didn't have any lines. Not I can remember, but it's nice to see that um, you know Bryan Singer's in the studio throw those two creators into the movie and give them a little coins for the short appearances. So that's like a little kudos. And I think they should do a lot more. I think all the studios should do a lot more with all creators in these kind of movies, because if you can't give them royalty for what they've done so far, now you can give them royalty for appearing in the movie and get royalties and residual for years and years to come. So I think that's nice. That's a nice gesture, a nice touch to see Chris Claremont and Len Wein in there. I would like to see even more people that's got, too bad Dave Cockrum is not around to also enjoy the little cameos. So that was awesome. I felt that the way they used Stryker was extremely clever. Uh, as I mentioned in my non-spoiler review, I think it is extremely clever on how they ties in all the previous movie with this storyline. It's one of the best, well-written X-Men story that I can think of. In all the X-Men movie that we saw, it's the use of Stryker was so well done. Even the use of all the mutants, I think, was extremely well done. I was very pleased with how the movie used all of the mutants, and it's well acted. You feel the desperations of the mutants in the future timeline, that this is it, this is the last stand, and I can feel the hopelessness of the situation where this is the end, this is death, we have no other way, this is it. If Wolverine doesn't come through for us, there's nothing else to fight for. We can't fight the Sentinels, and as far as the Sentinels look, no doubt, from seeing all the teasers and the pictures, I was not all that crazy, but it makes sense. Here they are creating a Sentinel that really does not have, the metal part in them, and then the future Sentinel. It makes sense on how the way they look, because they have Mystique mutant ability to transform themselves into different powers, so they have that scaly skin look that Mystique has. So I think that was neat. Would I like to see them bigger? Sure, but I'm not gonna. That's not a negative on the look of the Sentinels. They definitely don't look like the comic books, but I can live with that. It's not a big part of the movie where I think it hurt the movie, as far as my not loving the look of the Sentinels. And then the ending. I love the little few shots that you see of Rogue, even Jean Grey and Scott. Oh, seeing those two actors for just a few seconds make me happy. Certainly, the timeline has changed, so X-Men 3 never happened, and hopefully, with years to come, we will get the proper Dark Phoenix saga. Okay, please. After the next movie, I'm just hoping the future storyline can be the proper Dark Phoenix saga. And before I go, the teaser scenes, this is one of the few times that I actually stay throughout the credit to see the teaser, and I'm very happy I did. Sure, that's Apocalypse, but what made me even happier as far as is that teaser at the end was not just Apocalypse, the four horsemen. I had said this a few times in my video about how much I love Apocalypse, but how much I love the four horsemen. And I just wish they can incorporate the storyline with Dark Angel, but who knows how or what the storyline is as far as the Apocalypse is for the X-Men. But before I go, all I have to say is Hugh Jackman, beside Bryan Singer and Jim McAvoy, Hugh Jackman, my God, he was all jacked up. I mean, there's in the early part of the movie, there's a scene where he just get out of bed and you see his back and how wide it was. That was like Wolverine. He was stacked. I know there's a lot of people out there that don't like Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, but I do like Hugh Jackman, and he's getting better and better and better as Wolverine. And it will be a sad day when he hang up the claws, because for all of those that don't like him as Wolverine, when they replace him, you will see that might not be a better replacement than Hugh Jackman himself. Anyhow, I enjoyed the movie. I liked it a lot, and hopefully you did too. Thanks for watching. Bye.